on YouTube right now as well, which also, now that I'm looking at the the camera, I probably would have cleaned up behind me. Y'all on Facebook cannot see what's behind me, but y'all can see all this stuff. Welcome to my office. Welcome to my home studio, which is not big enough. Not big enough, but we'll get into that. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Latoya Dixon Smith. I am the creator of the Iconic Woman Oracle, which is what we are going to pull from today. It is a deck that I co created with over 40 amazing women who I know, love. Hey, Alexis, and who have been so gracious in offering their love, their time, attention, and energy to put into this deck. So this is a community effort. This is a community effort. And for it to be my first Oracle deck, I'm very proud to say that it wasn't just me putting something out there just for myself. It is for me, for sure, but it is also for us all as a collective. And that's what this deck represents. So I'm going to go ahead and light this candle. We've been talking about getting into ritual, getting into a space where you're getting grounded. And I have the Mystic Candle by Amaluna Botanica. It's got notes of ginger, water lily, sandalwood, and amber. I hope I can make it until October because you can see how much I've been burning it. And speaking of burning, the title of this live is Creative Waterfalls, because I'm in a space right now where it is just a coming. It is just a coming, like idea after idea. One thing points to the next thing. And there's just a lot of movement right now. There's a lot of movement. And one thing with movement is when it is aligned, you definitely want to ensure that you're putting that motion towards something that is going to be worthwhile, but you also don't want to be moving so fast that you lack awareness of what's going on around you. And so this is why card pulls are very important to incorporate in some sort of ritual. And when I say ritual, if you're not a part of the world that uses that term ritual, try routine, try habit. If that feels better to your spirit, use that word instead. I want to remind you that the first 50 orders of the Iconic Woman Oracle. Let me make sure I put it up here for YouTube. The first 50 orders of the Iconic Woman Oracle will receive this special pouch, as well as their very own size candle of this mystic scent from Amaluna Botanica. We are currently at 10 sold, which means that there are 40 more decks that need to be sold, which means that in these next 41 days until October, we've got some work to do, don't we? For Latoya to hit her goal. But more than anything, I'm just so grateful to finally put this deck out here and to share it with the world. Those of you who are creatives, like sometimes we hold our creations very tightly to our chest because we put our all into it, and we really did that. And so sometimes we want to protect ourselves against any criticism, against anybody trying to speak negatively on something that we know we put a lot of love into. We ain't trying to hear that. So sometimes we try to protect ourselves and just keep it close. But the beautiful thing about this deck, what it's showing me, is that every time I have the audacity to share something that I've created, especially when I am sharing it in a loving way, every time I have the audacity to do that, there's always going to be this reciprocal energy. There's always going to be something poured back into. So I never need to worry that if I put something out there that it is not going to be received by the people who need to receive it. That is the ultimate, knowing how to stay in your lane. Just do the things you know how to do and do them really well, and everything else will fall into place. But just make sure that you are doing what you need to do. Make sure you are following your own assignments, and make sure you are tending to the seeds that you have planted for yourself, whether that be yourself, your body, yourself, your mind, yourself, your spirit, yourself, your family, yourself, your career, yourself, your love life, whatever that means. It's just a beautiful reminder of that. So if you're watching this live, both on YouTube and or Facebook, let me know that you're here. Say hello in the comments, because I want this to be a dialogue. I want this to be a conversation, and I'm looking both ways because I want to make sure um, that that I'm speaking to you. You know that I'm speaking to you. Okay. This is best. This practice is best done as a dialogue. So in this moment, it's going to be you and I. But when you get your deck, it's going to be you and your spirit team. It's going to be you and some of your other practices. Some people have other divination tools. It's going to be you and your journal. It's going to be some sort of dialogue. It always has to be a dialogue, which is why when we do this at Greenville Boudoir, it is me sitting in front of a client one-on-one. Okay, so I need to say this out loud because now I'm kind of putting myself on the spot. I definitely feel that I'm being encouraged to do this more often in a one-on-one setting. My hesitation is that I want to make sure that I am intentional about protecting myself and my boundaries around my time. But I absolutely want to have these. I call them the Golden Throne sessions. If you have ever seen any of these videos on Instagram or Facebook where I'm speaking to a client and they're sitting in that golden throne or that mustard yellow velvet chair, this is what I'm talking about. Those sessions are so powerful. Let me tell you, they are incredibly powerful in helping us to get grounded and also get honest with ourselves before we get into this vulnerable stage of taking off clothes and posing for the camera. Okay. But also it helps us tell the truth to ourselves out loud. But again, it is a conversation. It is a conversation. So let me know who's here. Say hello. I've got a lot of new people on my page recently. So I just want to make sure that, people aren't just over here lurking. They're here because they want to be supported. They're here because they are in a particular part of their journey where, either they want to be supported or they want to support others. So let me know if you are here. And let me know if any of this is resonating with you. I've been having a lot of conversations lately. Hey, Mr. DK, how are you? I've been having a lot of conversations lately around, different creative projects, which is why I titled this Creative Waterfalls, because it's just a lot. It's a lot to be excited about. And then at the same time, I know that I need to be intentional about creating and forming some structure around these projects so that I can, make it through and be and be able to celebrate. But I kid you not, I wrote in my journal today, you see where it's like big bold letters, it says, don't add nothing else to your plate right now. Period. Do not add anything else to your plate. I cannot add anything else because the stuff that's already on my plate, it looks delicious and tasty and nourishing and filling and fresh. And baby, if I put anything else more on this plate, it's going to fall off or I might pop. And I do not want to pop. So you can probably feel the energy through the phone. You can probably feel that energy through the phone. So what we're going to do is, and I just wanted to talk about that because I have been in a space, and I'm thinking about last year around this time. I posted this on my Instagram stories, but last year around this time, I tried to spin the block and go back to corporate. I did. And the person who I'm speaking to right now in this moment is somebody who probably came out of the corporate world, who probably found themselves into a creative field and kind of dove in there, feet first. And maybe you're in a space where you're like, okay, well, things are changing, and what I've been teaching myself and how I've been doing things for a very long time, it's not really working anymore. And it's a very, very frustrating place to be in because you're putting your all in. You are, investing your time, you're investing your resources, your money to making this thing work. Like, you're supposed to be here and doing it. But especially those of us who have been on this entrepreneurial journey for, I would say, at least the last 5 to 10 years, you really feel this. You're really starting to feel this shift in the way the world is kind of responding to what we have to offer in the marketplace. And especially for us as photographers, and I'm saying this from my point of view because I already told y'all I'm divesting from everybody else's thoughts and opinions and how they're moving. But if they are in alignment with what I'm saying, then you know I'm not just making this up. This is just what I feel in my own body, what I feel in my own spirit. But there are certain things that no longer work anymore. They're just not going to work. And so all of us getting off of this hamster wheel, what it's forcing us to do is to really tap into our own unique gifts. And you have to be the rebel. You have to be the one that is okay with being an individual, because that is how you survive in this way. You kind of have to, um, I think what we're all seeking, what we're all searching for is how can we be more of ourselves? How can we be more human inside of our businesses? Because how we've been doing it and kind of operating as machines, it's not gonna cut it. We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it. So we gotta switch it up. We gotta switch the game up a little bit and go back to the fundamentals, go back to what works, go back to what our natural rhythms are. Um, and I mentioned this also. Go check my stories of how I have started to create a new time block schedule. That will I will post that. I will share that at some point. But um, that has also been a full circle moment for me, because when I became a full time entrepreneur, it was very hard to figure out, like, what is my schedule going to be? What am I going to be doing from the time, from morning until whenever? Who decides that I go to 5 o'clock? I don't have to mimic a 9 to 5 schedule. I can really do what I want. And for some people, that space and that freedom is amazing. And I thought it would be for me. But actually, I actually like it a little bit more structured, and I can be fluid in the structure that I've already created. So there's that. But before I get too far on that tangent, I want to go ahead and pull a card. We are on day 3. I want to remind you. Oh, I haven't seen that card, but there was a card that just came out. We'll look at it in a second. I want to remind you that I am on this marathon. I want to invite you all to join me in this marathon, especially with this goal coming up by October 1st. I would love to have sold 50 decks from the Iconic Woman Oracle. I want to have sold 50. On October 1st, I want to be able to go to the post office and send out all 50 orders and, take the picture with all the orders that we made, and do all the things, right? I want to hit that goal. I do. So of course, if you are interested in, if you're interested in the deck, this is more of an invitation, because I know that this is for a specific person. This is for someone who is ready for that shift. You're ready for that transformation. I want you to pull this deck out when you're like, you know what? Something's got to give, and I'm ready to move forward with this energy that I've got, with this fire that I've got behind me. And I want to put this fire towards something that is going to be very fruitful for me. I want to put this fire towards something that is going to nourish me. I want to put this fire towards something that is going to pay dividends later. And the only thing you can do towards that is put it back into you. And that's what this deck supports you in doing. Okay. Alexa says this rebel has been cracking since January. What do you mean by that? Tell me. Explica. Let's see what this card is. Resource. Oh my goodness. This is me, y'all. This is my card. Oh, YouTube. I'm sorry. Resource. There we go. I have everything that I need. I have everything that I need. This card was, I like to thank me. First and foremost, I like to thank me for pulling me today. I like to thank me for pulling a me. Shout out to me. Lotto has a song on her new album called Shout Out to Me. So shout out to me for pulling me today. Okay. Ooh, okay. This must be a self dialogue. This must be a me to me, but whatever y'all get from this, I'm gonna give it to you too. So don't worry. Hey Ivory, I have everything that I need. Let me tell you the backstory. So, for those of you who don't know how this deck came to be, there is a woman on every single card um, who is well, the pictorial representation of a woman on the card, um, but it is a real person. Like, it is a real person who I know, minus one or two people. I don't know like super well personally, but I know these people. So when creating this deck, it was taking their essence fully, not just from the words that they shared to apply to be a part of this deck, but what I also know from them, what I have experienced from them, what I have felt from them. And this is what I have experienced and felt from myself when when I am truly in my iconic woman, when I am truly focused on the prize, me, when I'm truly focused on myself, when I'm truly prioritizing myself in a way that pays dividends to myself in the future, I have everything that I need. And why do I tell myself this? Is so that I don't continue to look outside of myself for validation about what I can or will be doing. Ooh, yep, that was for me. Okay. Damn. Okay, Latoya. So Ivory knows this, but I have my alter ego. Her name is Mistress L. She's a dominatrix. And anytime I play myself, she she be tearing me upside the head. Like, I am her submissive. Okay? That's the power dynamic. Mistress L, she's the dom. I'm the submissive. I do what she tells me to do. No ifs, ands, or buts. She calling the shots. So that is who is coming through today. Mistress L is coming through right now. I have everything that I need. And it doesn't mean that you don't learn from other people. It doesn't mean that you don't get support and help from your community, because baby, if you consider you part of my community right now, I'm gonna need you to show up for Latoya right now. So, and I know whoever I need to show up is going to be there for me when I ask them to. I have everything that I need right now. I have everything that I need right now to do exactly what I know I need to do and what I want to do and how I want to feel when I get it done. And even not when I get it done, but as I am doing it. As I am doing it, I know that I have everything that I need. Even if I don't see what that next step is, it's going to come to me. I'm just gonna assume that it's gonna come to me, and every single time I'm just gonna keep moving my feet. All right, it's got to come, because I wouldn't be headed in this direction if this was not something that should be an expectancy on my heart to receive. I expect to receive. I expect to receive because I know that I have everything that I need. I know that I have everything that I need. So I'm just going to expect it. Okay, I'm going to expect it. When I was creating this card, I'm going to pull it up again and let me know who we have here on the live. If you're watching the replay, let me know you are here too. Let me know if the message is hitting. Let me know if the message is hitting today. I will say, every time you in here, you bring out the church girl in me. You bring out my grandmother in the pulpit. Would y'all? I will bring this picture at some point. I'm going to show you my great grandmother, um, Annie Bell Dixon. Annie Bell Dixon. And if my cousins, if y'all come through and y'all watch this, y'all can add on to the history and all that. But my grandmother was one of the first women preachers in her church. Now, that was a big deal in her day. Okay, that was a really big deal. And I can just imagine the audacity that she had to have to step into what she knew was a calling from God, her purpose to, you know, withstand possibly criticism, not only just from men, probably from women too. I just imagine like what that experience was like. And if I did have that conversation with her, or if I had a conversation with her again, that would probably one question I would ask her, like, how did you keep pushing? Because not only would you have self-doubt, but you're shifting the way things have always been done in real time. So when I tell you it's not on me, it's in me. Shout out to my great grandmother Annie Bell Dixon, Reverend Annie Bell Dixon. I heard you. I got you. I got you. I got you. Shout out to Reverend Annie Bell Dixon, but also shout out to my grandmother, Reverend Thelma Dixon, as well. My grandmother is very near and dear to my heart. I'm so like I love the space that we are in right now, where I get to call her, and she's telling me all the tea about the women's convention and how people be showing out and acting a fool and showing they behind up in the church. People, we know these things be happening, but it's always entertainment. It's always entertainment when we get to hear about it. um but I love kikiing with her about her experiences in being a movement with women, leading a movement of women who are, share, that's her community. Again, shout out to my grandmothers. Like, they, without having to tell me things, they are teaching me so much about my own journey and just remembering them. I'm so grateful that my grandmother, we call her Mama T, she is with us, and I get to talk to her, and her great grandkids get to spend time with her and know her and love her and enjoy her amazing cooking. This is the legacy. Like, when we talk about legacy, this is the type of legacy that I want to be a part of. I see this legacy in my matriarchal lineage, and that's something that I want to keep. That's something that I want to keep, and I want to hold on dear to it. So shout out to my grandmothers. Shout out to my grandmothers. All right. Whew, let me take a sip of water because I have been flapping the jaws today. There we go. All right. So yes, hey Lona, I have everything that I need. I have everything that I need. Period. So it's time to get to work. And I am right on schedule. I want to once again invite you to purchase the Iconic Woman Oracle. Remember, it comes with this beautiful pouch. Again, also got my matriarchs in here. My grandmother made these bags for me. She embroidered them. This comes with the gift set as well as your own version of the Mystic Candle. First 50 orders. So that means there are 40 more of these available. Okay. Um, these will start to ship in October, which is in 41 days. So you will see me on here every day for the next 41 days. My aim is to continue for it to be at noon. When I get into the weekend, I'm going to give myself a little bit more grace because my weekends are usually just like a free for all, where I'm just like, whatever my family got going on, I just show up for that. But during the week, you've got me here every weekday at noon. We're going to do a card pull. So that way you get to see more of the Iconic Woman Oracle. You get to see different cards that are in this deck, and you get to also understand a little bit more about how this project came to be and what I hope it does to serve our collective. It is a collective deck through and through and through and through. From the very moment it started, it had this in mind that we were going to put in all of these stories, the essence of these women, because there's something iconic about each and every one of us, and I wanted that to come forth through in the deck. So I'm excited now that I have allowed myself to share it with you all, put it out there in the world. People keep asking me about it, and now I can stop sitting on my hands and hiding. Another note, stop hiding. Just go ahead and knock that thing out there. just do a little bit every day until you get to the point where you're ready to share it. Um, but that also took some time and process of knowing when enough was enough and when I was just trying to be a perfectionist. But it is a beautiful deck, beautiful deck. I created all the artwork in the deck as well and designed it myself. So your girl was really in her creative bag. I'm not gonna lie. So I would love to share that with you all. I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you have an amazing day. If you are watching this, if you're just joining, of course, please go back and watch the replay. I also have these replays up on the Greenville Boudoir YouTube channel. So that's another new thing. I'm going live on YouTube right now. So hopefully that will also help me and my process. But if you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the Greenville Boudoir channel. And all of the replays will be up there on a playlist. Very nifty. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh my God.